Alrighty, C10's back. Look at that. It hasn't really been anywhere. It's just kind of like sitting on the side of my property, just dying, pretty much. Hasn't really done anything to it. The weather sucks. I was supposed to do a really good video today, and it's just started raining out of nowhere. It's ridiculous. You can see the clouds over there. Look at that. Isn't that annoying? Pisses me off. But anyways, so I am back. So as a lot of you guys probably noticed, hopefully as this focuses on my face, you guys probably do notice I am using a different camera right off the bat because I decided to step up my game a little bit. This isn't my camera, but I decided to use a camera. I'm borrowing my mom's. It's a DSLR. And so I wanted to try like a nicer camera out because I am looking to get a better camera. A lot of you guys probably didn't like the GoPro because it does not do well for far range. When I try to zoom in on something in like an editor, it becomes extremely blurry and just looks terrible. And even like when I'm doing a regular shot, I've dropped both my GoPros like flat on the lens on concrete. So it's scratched both the lenses. So my GoPros are pretty blurry and they're only good for like driving stuff. So I decided to try this out. Hopefully it does good. If the audio is wonky, if the lighting's wonky and focusing kind of sucks, I'm sorry. I've never used one of these cameras before, so I'm trying this out. So, but besides the point, I do have the C10 with me. I am back. I've had 3 exams in 3 days apart from each other, so my schedule's been destroyed. That's why I haven't had a video in a little while. But I do have the C10 with me, and we're actually going to be doing what the #1 thing that you guys told me to do was put some sort of light bar or pod or something along those lines on this truck. So I've teamed up with Auxbeam again for another video. You guys have probably seen a couple of videos I've done with them. They make amazing products. They're my #1 sponsor, first sponsor on the channel. They've been extremely helpful with me, and I run all the products on my vehicles. I have their headlights on my F100, and I have pods on another vehicle, and we're going to run a new set of pods they just came out with on the C10. We're going to test them out, make some custom brackets and hook them up to this truck because the headlights on it suck and it doesn't have any light bars or pods, as you can tell. So off-roading would really suck with just these garbage headlights. So we're going to try out some new ones, and we're going to run their brand new pods they just came out with on this truck. So big thank you to Auxbeam for sponsoring this video. Let's get right into it and see what we got. All right, so this is what we got going on. I just got this in the mail from them. So pretty much they just came out with a new style of light pod, if this thing would like to focus. It's an 18-watt, 4-inch pod, and one of them is basically a spot pod. The other one is a flood pod, as you can see. So this one is the floodlight, and so we'll go ahead and we'll open this up and see what we got inside. All right, so put this guy up. Assuming we've got some mounting hardware in here. Yep, those are brackets. So these are on a swivel bracket, which basically I'll explain in a little bit. It pretty much mounts it and allows you to kind of rotate the light, whether you want it up or down and left and right. It's kind of nice. I like it. So here's our pod. There are 2 leads on it. Awesome. So the thing I've always noticed right away every time I open these is they have a very solid structure. It's really cool, clean looking. Everything's assembled nice. It's got the vents on the back, which is great. So yeah, we'll go ahead and check the other one out. We'll figure out how these things mount up, and we're going to make a bracket on the C10 to actually mount them. So the thing with the C10 is there isn't really, everything up front is fiberglass. You can see it's not metal. So I've got to work with mounting it somewhere up front, and I didn't want to put them up on the top of the hood or fender area because I just didn't like that look. But I do want to work them as like headlights, and I don't want to blind people, so I kind of want them low set. And so what I was thinking of doing is taking this leftover bracket I've got right here. So I think there was a light bar or something along this line going, I think, up and through the other side. You can see I got it on both sides. I got one there and over there. So what I'm thinking of doing is running down to the hardware store, grabbing a flat piece of metal, and basically making an L bracket. So what I'll do is I'll drill a hole, I'll bend it in an L shape, I'll drill a hole in the bracket, and then it'll come up, bend, I'll drill another hole, and we'll mount the lights pretty much upside down. And so they'll pretty much sit right in there in that little pocket, and that'll kind of give me, I'll turn them just a hair, and they'll pretty much flood 45 degrees out this way and out the other way. They'll kind of act as like supporters to my crappy headlights that I got. So this should help work pretty good. So I'm going to go down to the hardware store. I'm going to first go ahead and take a micrometer, I believe it is, and we're going to measure that hole diameter so I can know what bolt to put through it. I'm going to get the bolts, I'm going to get the little mounting bracket, and we're going to pretty much make this, and I'll show you guys how I do it. So the tool that's going to help me with this hole is called the micrometer. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these before. So what it does is it pretty much has millimeters and inches, and the inches on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up so you can see we got our numbers right there, which go up to 1 inch like that. So I'm going to bring it back to the 5, which would technically be ½ an inch, and this little dial pretty much tells me if I'm exactly on it or not. So right there, I'm pretty much exactly just shy. There we go. Now I'm exactly at ½ an inch. So this will go on the outsides or this can go on the insides, and it's pretty much what I got here is a 1/2 inch pipe wrench, line wrench, and so if I go like that, this will sit perfectly inside the teeth. You can see I can't move it. So this will measure my diameter of that hole. So I'm going to go ahead and put these teeth inside that hole, and it'll tell me exactly how big that hole is. So when I go down to the hardware store, I know exactly what diameter bolt I need to get to fit in there. And then I can also pick and choose what size diameter hole I want to drill in the new bracket. So when I put a bolt through that, or the mounting bracket, I'm going to measure the diameter of the mounting bolt, and so I can make sure I get the right hole drilled so it doesn't slosh around at all. So it should work pretty good. So I've got my hole in my micrometer, so I'm sure it's not going to be very exact. As you can see, it's a little bit ovalized and corroded. So if I put this guy in, I open it up pretty much all the way. If I pull it down just a hair, I pull that guy out. Looks like we are at, yeah, right about a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch is right there. Yeah, same reading. Should be pretty good. So I can pretty much go ahead and get a 1/2 inch diameter bolt to go through this one. Same on the other end down there. And we'll figure out what diameter hole I need to drill. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this little bracket together so I can kind of gauge where I'm going to sit. So pretty much when I make that L bracket and it kind of hangs over, this is going to screw in through the bottom of it. So I need to measure the diameter of this hole, or this bolt, which is looking like it's about a 1/4 inch. There we go. So if I have my bracket hang over, it'll bolt up through the top. I'll put my nut in my washer like that. It'll hang, and then I can adjust it down, or it looks like I have a pretty good amount of upward adjustment, so, and I can rotate it left and right. So I haven't driven my truck in a week. I'm gonna take the trusty old F100 down to the store. I just have to wait for it to warm up. Let's get a cold start with the new audio. I haven't heard this. So what I ended up getting was I got a long piece of angle iron, as you can see, and then I went ahead and I cut it into 2 pieces. They're about 1 inch wide. Now I'm about to drill the 1/2 inch hole to fit this bolt. This is the 1/2 inch, the same one I measured to go in the bumper. I'll drill a hole, and then I'll go ahead and mount this on the side. I'll drill another hole through the bottom, so the light bar, or the light pod, will pretty much hang from the bracket like that. And so right now I'm just going to go ahead and take them, put them on here and clean them up real quick, and then we'll get them on the truck, get the holes drilled, and start wiring them. Alright, so I got all my hardware kind of just hanging out. So we're going to go ahead and slap it on these bolt holes like I said before. So you can see we got our brackets. They're pretty simple. I didn't really try too hard. You can actually see I intentionally moved this hole outwards a little bit so the lights kind of don't interfere with the skid plate here. I want them to be as far out and as far down as I can get them in this general vicinity. It's alright. So now I'll go ahead and I'll get the lights. I'll mount these up, and we'll get into wiring. So I've got them pretty much mocked up for the most part where I want them. I just kind of popped them in there. They're not perfect by any means. This one kind of looks like that bracket could be bent just a hair. This one looks good. I'll probably 45 degree both of these outwards, but for the most part I like how this looks. That's the look I was going for. So they're pretty subtle, they're not crazy, but they'll get the job done perfect as like little headlights or low beams, I guess you could say. Anything along those lines, that'll work pretty good, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and wire these things up real quick, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so we got them on. Our wiring is just temporary for right now, but what we basically did was grounds up front, lead into the cab, and then power wire from the battery back and like met them together on a switch, right?
Yep.
And then yeah, just had our grounds, and then yeah, fusible. You got to have a fusible link in between the battery and the. You want to at least have a fusible link. It's just kind of sitting there right now, but you can see we got our fusible link right there. You want that in between the battery and wherever it's going, just in case you have a bad ground, it blows your fuse and not your lights or anything else. So they're actually really bright. They have kind of like a halogen look, which I like. So that'll be perfect for like just like assistant headlights. I doubt they're legal to use on the street, but that'll be good off-road because these headlights are garbage. But yeah, that's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and put everything back together and clean everything up, and we'll go test these things out. Before I forget, you guys can actually get these lights at a discounted price if you use my code TheCraig909 at checkout. You'll get 10% off every $30 order, and you can use Aux6 for 6% off any order. So you guys can check that out, Aux6 and TheCraig909. I'll leave all the links down below. I'll leave all the discount codes down below. You guys can go check that out for yourself if you want these lights. These are the floodlights. They're the 4-inch ones they just came out with. They're super cool. You can see the color, so if you have an older vehicle, I think these are definitely good because they don't have that bright blue light. They're more of like a yellow light, which kind of goes good, so should be good. So I've got the lights on. You can see they actually light up the hood like super good. It's kind of like a weirdly lit parking lot. So you can see. Hey, yeah, I'll just turn them off just for comparison.
No film. No filming. No filming.
Craig, just redo that clip, bro. I'm sorry. Here, flick the lights on for me.
Yeah, I got it.
So they're pretty good. They're really, really, really low. I need to turn them up to get them out, but I don't want to like blind anyone, so. Oh boy. All right, so we're out at some baseball fields, just kind of hanging out. It's pretty much pitch black in front of me. So here, I'll turn them off real quick so there's no light so you can kind of get a better perspective. So let's put them off. You can see it's like nice and dark out. They're super low though. So I gotta angle them upward. So if I flip them on, that's really impressive for, I mean, look at the angle. They're literally like facing the floor. So if I angle them pretty much straight outwards, that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and angle them upwards. I'll go ahead and time lapse it real quick. So mine are really low. As you can see, they're really low, but they go really far. Like you can see right in front, it's insanely bright for what it is. I pretty much put them at a 90 degree. They're just kind of, or actually like, I guess that would be just flat, facing outwards. And they're really, really good. It kind of doesn't really do it justice because the field lights are on, but it literally goes all the way until probably a little bit after that light pole, which is a solid, just under a football field away. Actually, no, it's about a football field away. So, and these are mounted, keep in mind, these are mounted like 2.5 feet off the ground. If you mounted these up top, these things would light up literally the entire, all the way past the field, way past there. So they're really good. I'm really impressed. And I like the color. That's what I was saying. So if you guys are looking for a light pod that goes well with like an older style vehicle or something that just might not go well with a blue LED theme, I think these are really, really good because they have that yellow tint to them. See if I can focus on them.
They're like halogens that look like LEDs.
Yeah.
LEDs look like halogens.
There we go. Yeah, there it is. So you can see it's pretty much like a halogen color, and it's 3x2. A little 4-incher. Pretty nice. So yeah, thought that was really cool. Thought that was interesting. So let me know down below what you think of the video. I really would appreciate your feedback. I am really stoked that I finally got the truck running and driving around, which is pretty nice. There will be some clips about that probably within the next few days. I might take it to another car show tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not really sure. Plus, I got to make sure it's running good and all. But yeah, you can use my product code TheCraig909 and you'll get 10% off every $30, and you can use Aux6 for 6% off any order. And so I'll go ahead and I'll leave both those links down below. I'll leave the link below for these lights. You can go check them out yourself. I'll leave the homepage. You can explore Auxbeam's website, and I will also leave all the discount codes below for you guys. Check them out. So like the video if you did enjoy. Let me know what you do think down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.